If you look at any of my fights, even dating back to my very first one ever, it's like I get worlds better every time. Like I'm a whole other fighter every time. You can look at it and see an obvious difference every time. And it's also decisions like now that I'm fighting at the higher level, well, I'm used to finishing fights super fast. As an amateur, all my knockouts and submissions are super quick in the first round. But then when I went pro, fighting tougher and tougher guys, it's like, yeah, I might almost finish them, but they're able to regroup and refocus and come at me again, where it's like, then that makes me doubt myself. I'm taking my foot off the gas, and now I'm losing a decision or losing a submission and late in the fight because I think that I can't do it because I tried and I didn't do it at that moment. Like with my last fight, AJ Cunningham, that's a UFC level opponent. 9-2, tough kid, good story. I almost choke him out. I almost knock him out with a spinning elbow, but he's tough, so he's able to just power through those kind of things. And then I was like, maybe I can't finish him. Maybe I don't have what it takes. And then I'm taking my foot off the gas and losing later in the fight when if I watch it back, I realize if I just push a little harder, that maybe the fight would have ended very differently. Yeah. And that going for a lot of the fights that I've lost. Whereas like if I would just not feel tired and think that I'm losing or think that I'm more tired than him, or like I get hit once and now all of a sudden I'm losing in my head. Not looking at fighting as a series of moments, looking at it as one big whole thing. Where it's like I need to look at it as like a series of moments, series of exchanges, and if I lose one of those, it's okay. Just go win the next 2 or 3.
Yeah, I always hated it. Like you get pissed off and get the takedown and I
really think a good way to fix that is actually to work on my footwork, because let's say I do something really, really good. I land something, it looks good, but then I'm just standing there because I think in my head you should be dead now. But it's like if I throw 1, 2, 3, let's say I feint, angle 1, 2, 3. Now I need to angle again because in my head, if I angle again, that means we're resetting the board and playing again. No matter how this exchange went, whether you won or I won, I need to reset the board after. Big angle, make you turn, make you reset, or do it to myself to then reset the board. So now I'm playing again, thus making it in my head a series of exchanges and not one big giant thing.
No, that makes sense. Because you're not supposed to watch your work.
No.
They say that, don't watch, don't look, don't look at it.
Yeah, because people are tough, dude.
Yeah.
Straight up.
I've had that when I first started learning how to strike. I used to be like, just simple 2-3-2, and I'd be like, oh shit, that landed. I'd landed, and then next thing I know, I'm like, clack, 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 clack. Shit, I shouldn't move.
Yeah.
So what do you have any fights coming up? What are your
I was supposed to fight February 4th, but I sprained my ACL. So right now I'm doing lots of PT, slowly getting back into it. I'm striking live now. That feels good. But as far as wrestling live, I'm not really ready to do that yet. I've learned that today the hard way. But yeah, the PT I'm doing over there at Barwas next door to Factory X is going pretty good. And he feels strong, feels stable, but it just needs a little more time.
How'd you do that?
I don't know. I had 5 rounds in a row in the cage to spar to prepare for this fight coming up. And I'm not the best warmer-upper in the world. I like to just get in there and do it. Probably a mix of getting kicked, wrestling, and not warming up. I'd say that trio of things is probably responsible for my ACL spraining.
So when I first fought with Coach one time, I would always come late because I do businesses and doing my little hustle. Mm-hmm. So I would always skip warm up. So we're going at my first fight there. He says, "Start your warm up." I don't know what the hell I'm doing, and he's looking. He says, "You don't know how to do the goddamn warm-up."
The walking series, yeah.
It started ripping me out. Luckily, it didn't affect me. But so, healing the knee, and then after you heal the knee, get back in the cage.
Yeah, I'm looking maybe late March or early April will be good.
You're looking to bang out another 4 or 5 fights in a year?
Yeah, for sure, because me being 6-5, it's not the worst thing in the world if you look at how those fights went and who I fought. But they're not going to look at that. So I need to stop taking these crazy matchups against guys that are like 9-2, 10-0, things like that. Guys that I could definitely beat. I'm not saying I can't beat them, but I'm saying I need to pad my record a little bit, kind of how they do in boxing, and just kind of take some. I'll just be honest. Get some kills, because I mean, Fury definitely has Fury FC. They definitely have the guys on the roster that I can definitely get some kills, and that's what I'm looking for. get my record to 10-5, 9-5 this year.
Yeah.
With finishes, I'm eligible for a short notice UFC. Because that's what's all about for me is UFC, man. Like, that's what I set out to do. I remember seeing it on TV when I was 8 years old, saying that I want to do that. And if being a better businessman and being smarter and taking the fights that I normally would just say no to, like give me the hard guy. Yeah. But I can't do that anymore. It doesn't make business sense. Yeah. So I need to change my way of thinking a little bit, be a little more tactical with the business side of things and the matchups I'm taking.
Yeah. Get
my record to be pretty to then make my dream a reality.
Yeah. MMA records are nothing like boxing records.
Nothing.
So.
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing like that.
It's crazy. If people will open Tapology, they'd be surprised.
Yeah, like, it's just that because, anything could happen. Mm-hmm. And when you're in certain levels, those people on them, you're fighting top people a lot of the mm-hmm. times. And it's not like boxing where you got guys, which it does happen in MMA. I'm not going to say it doesn't, but you have guys like debuting against someone who's won in 99 or stuff like that.
Yeah.
5-60.
And like I said, even though I want to fight guys on a lower level, I still realize that there's still a grown man throwing a punch.
Yeah.
They still have good jiu-jitsu. They still have good wrestling. They still want things and dream about things gloves. Too. But there is levels to this though. Mm-hmm. And if I take you seriously and I train my ass off, like I know that I can do, the things I have control over, then I think we know what's going to happen in the fight against someone on a lower level than me.
Yeah, well, you're still pretty young, and you have a wealth of training under you already.
Yeah, 21 fights total for 26 years old is a lot.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fights.
Yeah, I kind of get embarrassed about that in a way because it's like maybe I should be better by now. But we're all learning on our own curve here. We're all learning on our own curve.
So what I usually ask everybody is, what's your message? If when we wrap this up and everybody sees the end of this interview and they think about Jason, what is your message you want them to take away? You can say it right there. That camera right
there. I would say whenever anyone asks me what I believe in as far as like religion or anything like that, I don't like to get too much into that, but what I do believe in for sure is be a good person. Whether you're fighting or you're working a regular job or whatever dream you're chasing, like if you just be a cool person and you treat everyone with kindness, like, and you try to build bridges, there is no limit to what you can accomplish for reals.
That's a good message.
Yeah.
You look nervous at first.
Yeah, I didn't know what to say honestly, but that's what I always go back to. It's just be cool, man. Like they ask Jason, what do you believe in? Just be cool. Yeah. Whoever you meet, shake their hand, look them in the eye, and tell a joke, man. Like, try to build as many bridges as you can.
Yes, that's good. That's good advice. Be a good person. My brother told me, what was he? He used to be he asked God one day to help him out, and he'd be a good person. Mm-hmm. And he told ever since he started being a good person, his life has got easier.
Yeah, something that I found interesting that I thought of the other day is like. Somebody asked me like what my goal is with fighting, and I feel like it's changed a little bit. Like, of course, like I want to be the best. I want to be a world champion. I want to be in the UFC. Like, those are things that I'll never let go of. Those are things that I'll chase the day I die. But when someone close to me asked me that question the other day, I was like, well, like my dream has always been to be a good dad. And I get emotional talking about that, because my childhood wasn't easy. It wasn't like anybody else's. I'm not saying no one else had it harder or scary or whatever, but the feeling of loneliness and abandonment and not being good enough, my child will never feel those feelings. Like I said, my dream's always been to be a good dad. And I've talked to my father about the things he thinks he did wrong, and he said, I think that I was too hell bent on providing, that I didn't give you guys my time, So, like I said, my goal is to be a good parent in life. Coach always says it's more important to be a world champion in life than it is in fighting. And if I can say that I'm a good husband, a good father, and a good person, I'm a world champion in life. Everyone in my family's provided for on a baseline. Like we have a regular house, a regular car, maybe a vacation every now and again. Pretty mediocre, but like, if I can provide that for my family, I fucking made it, dude.